Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Where we left off last time, we have just come back from Patax, and apparently Lindsay is in a bit of a concern. Lindsay's cheeks are flushed and she's out of breath. It seems she must have run all the way to the throne room. Disaster, it's a disaster, your highness. What is it, Lindsay? The whole kingdom's on fire, well, metaphorically speaking, and some of it literally. First of all, we've got armed gangs ranging across our border with Patax, robbing and killing people, destroying food stores, and damaging any property they come across. Second, there are suddenly inexplicable monster attacks being reported all throughout your lands. And third, there are people out sowing dissent with rumors and songs, and even handing out pamphlets mocking your failure to fix things, and encouraging the citizens to pledge fealty to Iravedi instead. Our governors are panicking. They've had to use all the funds we budgeted them from the treasury on preventing riots and mass hysteria. Several provinces have already refused to attempt gathering taxes from the people, claiming that just trying would be tantamount to suicide. We don't have much time. There may be no troops marching against us, but more of our regions are under attack each day. We may not have catapults firing on the walls of our capital, but there's no doubt we're under siege. There are no battlefronts and no battalions, but there are plenty of victims. We've been attacked without reason and without declaration of war. We have only one option: to kick Iravedi's ass and show everyone in the River Kingdoms just who's master around here. Do we know who's spreading the propaganda? Yes and no. Bards handing out pamphlets and singing slander about you have been seen in city streets, but none have been caught. Obviously someplace in Patax is training these people and printing up their pamphlets, and judging by the style and quality of the text, someone from Patax's Academy of Grand Arts was tasked with this mudslinging. I'd recognize their style of verse from a mile away. If I were you, that's where I'd start looking for agitators. What do we know about the monster attacks? The reports are controversial. They talk about things you wouldn't even hear in fairy tales: educated wyverns, trolls wearing armor, even undetectable goblin ghosts. But all the testimonies agree on one thing: they emerge in small groups from literally from nowhere. In the middle of a field, in the center of a city square, on fortress parapets. One inn reported monsters rushing into the common hall from bedrooms and storerooms, and in a temple nearby, the monsters fell down on the heads of the praying congregation, breaking through the roof with a wild roar. Just a few hours ago, a messenger showed up at the castle with a missive offering the services of a group of rangers who specialize in investigating mysterious cases similar to these. For a small fee, they're ready to facilitate establishing the nature of these inexplicable events. I suppose we could take them up on it. I have no idea how else we'll go about finding out the source of these attacks. I thought the Stolen Lands were used to dealing with bandits. Thing is, they may be dressed like bandits, but they're behaving completely different. Bandits wouldn't decimate the peasant population, burn their fields, and poison their wells. Then there wouldn't be anyone to extort next time. Much more profitable to shake them down every once in a while. That's why local thugs tend to be well known. But nobody recognizes these new ones, and that's left behind after their raids are corpses and scorched fields. It's gotten to the point that our bandits are fighting these outsiders. Some of the villages are even gathering weapons and supplies to help our bandits because at least they let them live. But they're still losing. So you think Iravedi's behind this? Who else could it be? Bandits' attacks are increasing along our border with Patax, and the bards spouting negative propaganda against you are singing the praises of Iravedi at the same time. Hell, he even invited you to the Rushlight tournament for the sole purpose of mocking you. Who else would backstab their opponents in such a low, conniving way? This is just like him, that nasty, slimy, fathead prick. If he were here right now, she clutches the air as though gripping the throat of an invisible enemy. Why am I just hearing about this now? I don't know why I went back to the beginning, but okay. At first, no one thought these isolated events could be part of some conspiracy. Even now, it's likely few have figured it out. But these events have all developed too quickly and in what seems like a concerted effort, as though someone were pulling the strings from behind a curtain, and there's more than enough evidence tying these strings to Patax. Do we have any definitive proof that would allow us to formally expose Iravedi? Not yet, but I'm sure the agency hired will have something we can use. It's a good idea, though. Expose Iravedi, show the whole world the dirty game he's playing. It would definitely help us. When you deal with the spies, be sure to keep your eyes open. Enough talk, there's no time to waste. Hurry, Eltimar, your performance at the Rushlight tournament, well, frankly, you'd have been better off not going at all. The people are laughing at you. You completely lost their trust. The seeds of Iravedi's propaganda will be falling on fertile soil. I don't want to be a downer, but the fate of the kingdom really is in your hands here. I'm afraid to think what might happen if we don't get control of the situation in the next few months. Things are happening quickly. Now, well, you're not very important, but okay. Dearval, it's giving us a gift. Do the special gift. I want the special one. Go. And that's it for now. Okay, so it is the... What's the date? It doesn't say here. How about under journal? else doesn't say there? Oh, map. Anyways, it's like the 23rd at the moment. We need to wait a couple hours. We came here like one day early, so we're just gonna quickly rest for the night. And then we'll do Jubilost's thing, and then we'll deal with the kingdom stuff after that. In fact, I'm gonna just pause the video, deal with the kingdom stuff, and then we'll do Jubilost's thing. It should be pretty close to the right time now. It is the 23rd of Desnus. We actually need to rest one more night, in all honesty. 8 more hours should be good. Okay. Is now the 24th? Yes, perfect. Let's go deal with that, but in a second. I'm going to pause and deal with all these things. Alrighty, we're going to head off to the tavern now. And see what this 24th of the month has to bring us. That's not really what I meant to do, and if I just screwed myself over, not quite. Okay. Still doing okay for time. We're closing in on the end of the day, but I think we should be okay for the 24th still. We need to find Jubilost. He should be here. There he is, right there. Except the autosave just threw us away from him. There he is. Looks like that's our moon. I'd like to know what leaving her path means to her, and more importantly, how all this is related to the story of the gnomes. I hope we're about to find out. He clears his throat to attract her attention. A girl with unusual silver-gray hair is looking gloomily into her mug of ale. As she notices Jubilost clearing his throat, she rises, and her face brightens. Oh, they told me that the king of Kyrieru walks the streets and feasts with everyone at the taverns, but I never believed it. Oh, forgive me, your highness. I'm Luna Katari. An unusual name. I was born with bright silver hair. The midwives never saw an Osimar before, and they were frightened, but my mother not a bit. She said her daughter's hair was silver like the moon, which meant I was blessed by Desna, hence the name. Actually, I've always been drawn to faraway countries, like anyone touched by the moon goddess, but I've never been beyond the river kingdoms, she sighs. Tell us about yourself. I'm a messenger. I deliver correspondence from Brevoid to Mivon and back. Usually reports about a rich merchant's underlings and his orders for them. My parents live in Brevoid and the girl I love in Mivon. I've always dreamed of becoming a traveler, but that's not easy for the daughter of a weaver and a washerwoman. I was glad to find this messenger's job though. I thought I was pretty lucky, but now I'm traveling the same road over and over every month. I even sit right here in your tavern on the 24th of every month, right on schedule. The monotony is driving me to tears. But what can I do? I can't be everywhere at once, and I can't stand the thought of settling down. Jubilost, who is listening surprisingly carefully, leans over to you and says quietly, "Do you see it now? When the moon leaves her path. It's another part of the riddle. It looks like we need to somehow convince our new friend to quit her well-trodden path and set off somewhere new. Plus, it would be good for her. The same road each month. If I were her, I'd have drowned myself a long time ago if I didn't bleach sooner." Let's give her 3,000 gold. Here, take it. You can spend it on traveling and seeing the world, together with your love if she agrees. The girl looks at the coins in disbelief. "But this is a very large sum. Of course, you're the king, but you barely know me." Take it, says Jubilost protectively. "Believe me, traveling is contagious. You take one small step from your home and you'll never be able to stop. The world is beautiful, especially when you're not discovering it alone. Not that I, myself, ever... Jubilost stammers and pretends that he needs to wipe his glasses. "I'll leave you one of my latest almanacs to help you find your way around it at the start." Thank you. Oh, I don't even know how to repay you, but on the other hand, maybe I do." She searches her bag quickly. "Please take this. It's a relic my family received from an elven ancestor. According to the family legend, the one who deciphers the map will find 3 things: an incredibly sad secret, a true treasure, and a door to another world which will never open again. The entrance to a certain dungeon is marked here, but there's nothing to say where to go looking. You're a king, with all the best scientists and travelers serving you. Surely they'll be able to read the map. Thank you again. Now I have to go. Bye." Moon has left her path, but now who can explain to me why the host didn't simply tell us, "Go to the dungeon located here"? Why make us run around in circles? But let's have a look at the map. What do we have here? Why, I recognize the area around the Candlemere at first glance. There are ancient ruins in this area. The dungeon must contain the traces of the very first gnomes to visit Golarion. Well, our goal is clear. Now we need only achieve it. Does that mean we have to go to this serious cave? Gotcha. Alright. I guess we're bringing those people along. And we're off. One day soon we'll be done all of our companion quests. But not quite yet. Okay, cave from Luna's map leads us to here. Oh, we have to go to Candlemere and then walk like 10 feet that way. Luckily we're immune to everything while we're here. So, that way. Yes. Let's do this thing. I'm ready. Oh boy. It's a first world dungeon. Zaya's ghost. A flickering shadow stands before you, trembling and chanting something indistinct. In its silhouette, you can barely realize the figure of a gnome girl dressed in rags. No, we need to try again. The door will open, I promised them, I promised. Who are you, ghost? The ghost seems not to pay any attention to you. I promised them, to open the door and return everyone home. Bursting into a long and bleak laugh, the ghost makes a move as if she wants to run away, but then freezes and gives you an eerily attentive look. Who am I? I'm Zay, a wizard. I'm the one who brought everyone here. This place. Once the Lantern King himself opened a gate from his dominion to Golarion here. He abandoned this road, but I thought I could open the portal again, or ask for help from an eldest. Return all of us home. I was wrong, the door didn't open. We all lost color one by one. Poor creature, you should not have relied on the mercy of the gods. So you're one of the gnomes from the first world, what happened to you? The ghost lets out a strange sound, half moan, half dull laughter. I lived a long, long life there in the first world. Many long lives. I traveled, I created, I danced upon the edge of the abyss and fell into clouds. I died to be born again, with none of my strengths and skills, but with all the memories of the wonders I'd seen. But eternity can become tedious, even for a soul that's forever young. Many older gnomes suffered it even before we knew what the bleaching was. Sooner or later, there's not enough novelty anymore, so we all grew fascinated with a new game, death. One of the eldest created it. Of course he was just borrowing it based on his observations of the true gods. He drew a string from the River of Souls and created his own little circle of births, deaths, and judgments, imitating the almighty Pharasma. He judged the souls he owned and determined their further paths. It was so new, so exciting. Many gnomes volunteered. If not us, then who? But those who would take from the goddess of death must be ready for the consequences. The Lady of Graves brought her wrath upon this creative eldest. He was stripped of his power and forever doomed to serve in her court. And we gnomes, we were torn from the first world and bound to the River of Souls, like all the creatures of the material plane. Therefore, thereafter, we lived like the rest, died like the rest, and learned all the pain of the bleaching. Our game had become a reality, and no longer could we tire of its fun and return to another one. But how? It's all so sad. My thoughts are scattered, crying all over. Lindsay not take much to squeak. Let go of me, you little animal. You call this punishment? You should see what Mother of Monsters does to wrongdoers. Off with their arms and legs. Head replace your hind. Jubilost looks at the ghost shaken. It seems to be one of those rare moments that the gift of speech is lost to him. But this is not how it was supposed to have happened. Respected Zay, I understand that your condition does not allow for long conversations. Perhaps you could tell me. The ghost listens to him with eerie attention. Of course I could. I could do many things. I've tried many ways to open the portal. Everything except sacrifice. A little blood would come in handy. Well, this is unfortunate. This kind of got a little out of hand. Go that way. Ghostly guards. Are these guys dealing touch attacks? Probably. Well, this one's in range. We might as well just start to smack it around. We have no buffs on. We're not at all ready for this fight. But it's fine. Might as well go at least start to block that one, I guess. Amiri. I want you to at least move. Oh, I can't attack her. She's not an attackable creature. Okay.
Knock used for lighting enemies on fire first.
That one died. No one's really all that hurt. Actually dealing some damage for once. Jubilost, just shoot. I'm not gonna waste bombs. I guess I could have wasted bombs. Probably would have ended the fight. Although he's doing a fair amount of damage on his own. And let's see if we can finish it off here. Maybe? Yes. Alright, easy enough. Who's that? The ghost freezes and holds herself by the shoulders and sways back and forth, repeating over and over again, I promised, I promised, I promised. That's a rather foolish performance, little ghost. You've staged a fine series of foolish performances. Playing the game of death, contacting an eldest, not known for his mercy, trying to open a door that leads nowhere. But who are we addressing? Greetings, Eltimar, and you. Of course, most persistent of researchers, we see you solved our riddle. Jubilost folds his hands on his chest. We did. I might still fail to understand why you sent us the long way around instead of just telling us everything from the beginning. Some truths must be discovered to be known or seen with your own eyes. The host nods at the pile of gnome bones and the shivering ghost. Is what Zaid told us true? About the game of death and Pharasma's punishment? Yes, one of our eldest brothers thought he could steal from a deity, and the gods that answered his call thought that they could play death. Death decided otherwise. Is there any way to change what happened and help the gnomes? If there is, we know nothing of it. The eldest can do many things, but as you know, it is not enough to confront a deity, especially one such as Pharasma. We have learned our lesson and do not play with the toys of others. Does that mean all of this was in vain? Of course not. The journey is often more important than the destination. Be satisfied with the secret you have won. The day I can simply be satisfied with something, I'll bleach. You say we learned our lesson, so you're also one of the eldest hosts? You hear laughter from under the hood. Oh, we're tired of answering this question, and the many others that follow it. Ask us again next time, especially since the next time for you will be one of the first times for us. Why are you here? The right question at last. I suspect you've realized there's no way to save all the gnomes from the bleaching. You cannot return them to the first world and restore their connection to their homeland, and even if there were a sufficiently desperate and powerful creature ready to do it, their actions would not be looked upon mercifully by the Lady of Graves. Though it cannot be done for all, it can still be done for one. We are ready to offer this gift as a token of our appreciation for your exciting adventure and your solution to the riddle. Do you hear, Sir Jubilost? You personally may be reconnected to the first world. You won't be entirely protected from death if you remain on Golarion, but you will be forever spared from the bleaching. Whenever you visit the first world, which we are aware you desire passionately, then you'll be as immortal as any fae. Jubilost fixes his glasses nervously. It's the only clink in his chink in his nonchalant facade. If this gift cannot help the whole race, then I have no need of it. Of course I'm not immune to vanity, but I've always been ready to share the burden of mortality with the others who bear it on their shoulders. I'll even keep wearing these stupid glasses. I'll survive without the immortality of the first world and face the bleaching when it comes, as all gnomes have done before me. Oh, I don't know what to do on this. I kind of want to convince him not to do that. That's a dumb choice. Sorry, I had a random sneeze. I luckily managed to clip the video before I actually sneezed, but that's okay. This is one of the most important decisions in your life. Do what you think is right. Then hold true to my first instinct. I do not need this gift. We aren't easy to surprise, but you managed it. Very well, a rejection is a rejection. But gifts of the eldest are not so easy to withdraw from the world. They must find an owner somewhere, one way or another. So what should we do? To whom shall we grant what has been promised? The gift should be given to some living gnome who is... No, maybe the gift will help Zay. That exhausted ghost deserves some peace. That's a worthy idea. What do you say, host? Can you grant the ghost peace instead of giving me immortality and everything that goes along with it? 1,000-year-old insane ghosts again. Well, why not? But we will do much more than simply give her peace. You'd be surprised how little difference there is between nowhere and here and now. She will open her door just when she was always meant to. You've rejected the gift, Jubilost Narthropple. But we will not leave you without any reward at all. We offer you a trifle. The chance to sometimes glimpse eternity in the corner of your eye, just as we do. Now you can remember the history of things. Those who wander searching for mysteries and ancient relics might find this skill useful. And now farewell. When you finally succumb to the bleaching, you may remember this moment. I wonder what you will think then. Only time knows. And she is back to the first world. I don't know if I can save you from death, my friends, but at least we will die at home. She doesn't know she's dead. She's just repeating it on her memory forever. It's kind of sad, actually. But they've gone. And our characters are all stacked up nice and neatly, which is weird. Alright, let's go talk to Ragongar, and then we'll also talk to Jubilost when we get back. I'm sure he wants to talk about things, or maybe doesn't, I don't actually know. We'll take a look in a second when we get there. But then we have to do some ruling things. Oh, excuse me, it's late. I'm getting tired. I like how my videos range throughout the day, from when it's really early in the morning and I'm tired to when it's late at night and I'm also really tired. Such is life as an adult.
Nice, don't you think?
Back to the throne room. Alright, do we talk to Jubilost? Or is it just for Gongar? Nope, it's done. Alrighty, I guess we're gonna go talk to Reg. He's just outside this door, so... No, you could have just let me right out to the main square without having to do that map thing. Oh well, it's fine. I wonder how multi-round spells work in turn-based mode. I haven't actually tried one. Now that I think about it.
Would be welcome.
I like his dragon wings, they're cool. Gongar looks at the city below, dazed. Well, it's over. No accusations, no spitting in their faces, no big fight, just a pile of scorched bones and some stupid story from an old fart. I don't actually know which way to go on this one. Your brother seems to have been a fine lad. I wish he were still with us. Me too, but there's no helping it now. We'll just have to get drunk for the peace of his soul sometime. Really, I'm not even sure what I was expecting. Life's just a long, feeble joke, and most end up being the punchline rather than laughing at it. I have to let it go, so I have no tribe. So what? I have you and Octavia and the rest of our crazy gang. Here's the plan then. We keep having fun together till the end, and when our time comes, we go out with a blast. Anyone that doesn't like it, well, they can burn. The half-orc flashes his sharp teeth in a broad grin. I don't think we got the good ending for that one, in all honesty. I know we got the good ending for a couple people, but I don't think we're going to get it for Octavia and Gongar. I think we needed to save this slaver in the beginning of the game, which kind of sucks, but oh well. I'm going to do some ruling stuff, and then we'll come back when there's something exciting to deal with. I'll be back shortly. Okay, we have a few things to do here. We're going to go to Nyrissa's dream, which is one of the things we have to do. We're also going to go to the tavern really quickly and turn in the Rock's egg, because we do still have that kicking around. And we should probably get that done. Get a little bit of experience, have a little rock feast. Oh no, I find that amusing. Let's go talk to Alina, give her this $3,000 egg. I have that Rock's egg. You have no idea how thankful I am, Your Highness. All my life I've dreamed of cooking one of these eggs. The timing couldn't be better. I should go. We got 50... Well, she gave us at least the money we'd spend on the egg and 900 experience, which is not actually all that much nowadays, but it's better than none. Let's go talk to the storyteller. I wonder how long we have to our next level. We got a lot of experience from dealing the tournament thing, but we're only like halfway up the level, or not even, like a third of the way up the level. Being level 20 by the end of the game would be kind of nice. The storyteller twitches as you approach. Ah, Your Highness, my stories are calling to you. Have you come to answer their call? Everything is prepared for the dream ritual. I am ready. How unusual. I do not collect a story but help create it. Good luck, Your Highness, and may these gods guide your way. We're gonna die in there. We have Lindsay and my cleric. Oh, it's gonna go badly. Lindsay's pretty good. My cleric without a Smilodon is not as good. They're both ranged people. Oh, he does have a Smilodon. Never mind, we're fine. Everything's gonna be good. Explore Nyrissa's dreams.
Our sister. Our mistress. Our queen. Our sister.
Oh.
Our mistress.
I have to move.
Our queen. Hail to our queen.
Stop calling me that. In the darkest hours and the brightest days, you simply called me sister. I need no other title. Your songs and laughter accompanied me in my happiest moments. I would rather not shift them to honorifics. The time of my triumph is nigh, sisters. I want to share it with you as I have always shared my secrets, my sorrows, and my joys. Even after I become an eldest, I shall not abandon you. My realm will be the kingdom of spring, love, and life. And you will all be most welcome there.
Be happy, sister. Be victorious, sister.
Wow, we're inside her dream. Maybe we should try talking to her. She may not quite be the real Nyrissa, but that's kind of the point. In her dreams, she can let out the things she would never say in the real world.
Be careful, Nyrissa. You have always been the bravest of us, and none deserve to be an eldest more than you. But these ambitions may come with a steep price.
Excuse me.
Perhaps I have always been the bravest, Devindra, but you have always been the grumpiest. We are blessed with eternal life, but we keep living out each day, abiding by rules we had no hand in creating. My plan is daring, you say? Well then, so be it.
I simply pray we do not end up paying a price we cannot bear.
The cheerful voices of the nymphs fade away and the vision seems to freeze. A ghostly Nerissa stands before you, her eyes seeming to see you without noticing you. What have you done to your sisters, Nerissa?
What I did to them is paltry compared with what was done to me. But you cannot understand. No one can. Just go away.
The nymph's beautiful face twists with a flash of anger. Defaced sister. Zuh. Oh good, we're standing literally 2 feet from them. Luckily we have haste. Are you in range? Damn it, not quite. Let's move away a little.
Attack!
Oh, why did we bother hasting? I didn't realize they had nothing for hit points.
Serves you right. You deserved it.
We're not changing targets, which is weird.
Do not hold back.
She has a lot of attack of opportunities. It doesn't do any damage.
Any last wishes?
There we go. We should be careful. Dreams are already full of monsters. I dread to think what we might find in Nerissa's head. Let me move. Okay, I get the point. Thank you. It's a lesser Jabberwock.
I cannot lose.
Sent by the eldest.
Finish
What?
me, scum. I will get ready. Get scared.
Oh, there's a Lantern King there.
Listen to me, trespasser. You sought a kingdom. I seek something simpler. Apology. Guilty. Doomed.
Just count Shimmerglow, we killed him.
Cursed.
If I count Smolderburn, Marquet
As you
Desolate.
sought to steal a kingdom for yourself, so must you do again. 1,000 times over. For a theft, a true theft, must be practiced to be earned. It will be a lengthy task. This is how it shall be measured.
Oh. Remember. Do it.
Make ruins of kingdoms. When each is dust, the grains shall gather in this vessel. When 1,000 grains are gathered, bring it before us as an offering, so that an eldest may sip from it.
Ashes. Dust. Eternity.
When that is done, your trespass shall be forgiven.
Where will I find so many nations? It is...
An impossible task? How? Let your unrequited love guide you. Guided you to your first kingdom, so it shall again. Seek it, hunt for it, lust for it. Let the emptiness inside you become your deadliest weapon. It is not an impossible task. After all, what use is an apology that cannot ever be given?
Given. Curse. 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 Get ready. Get scared.
I think it's just repeating now at this point.
Listen to me, trespasser. You sought a kingdom.
I guess we talked to Nerissa now.
Something simpler.
Cursed.
Apology.
Cursed. Cursed. Did I truly deserve all this?
You could have refused to comply with their demands to commit these evil deeds, but you agreed to it, and so you are also guilty.
So many wish to judge me. As someone who cannot comprehend the burden of the curse, you assume far too much. Burn!
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Oh dear, the dukes are all attacking me. We already killed one of these guys. We need to 5-foot step away. And I don't know if we're far enough at this point. They're also only one hit to kill, but we don't continue our attacks afterwards, so it's kind of annoying in that regard. No, our poor Smilodon.
This is where I step in. Serves
Can you just keep shooting? Why not full around attacking or something? Are we fatigued? Or not?
Attack!
I should have multiple round attacks. Oh well. Next one.
My lady, there's nothing we can do. The powers of those who've hidden the briar exceed our own in many ways.
Why search for that which has ruined me? He said, let your unrequited love guide you to the doomed kingdoms. No, I will not search any longer, but I must find it. Come now, start searching. It must be here in the stolen lands. Thousands of years searching. And for what? You were a part of me. What are you now? Once a branch has broken off, it cannot be reattached. How could I be so foolish?
My lady, there's nothing we can do.
I told them to stop.
The powers of those who've hidden the
Told
briar
them to
exceed our
search.
own in many ways.
It is pointless. Why do I need this? Do you see now? Do you see? They ripped my heart out and threw it into your world. And something else was torn out with it.
What exactly were you looking for?
Something that was stolen from me. Do you believe the aim of my curse was the destruction of your pathetic kingdoms? No, that was merely a path towards redemption. The curse, it deprived me of a part of my soul. The most important part. Ripped from me, crippled, mutilated, and turned into an artifact. The briar.
The nymph nearly spits out the last word with seeming hatred. Your kindness? Your soul?
No, something deeper. Brighter, I suppose. I only know the sound of this word, but not its meaning. A burning word. A stupid word. Love.
I don't believe the soul can be irreparably damaged. Perhaps not all is lost for you after all. Your words resound with unexpected echo, seemingly influenced by them. The surrounding world begins to change. In the eerie silence following the king's last words, we heard a strange melodic chime. The world around us began melting in a colorful whirlwind. The insidious nymph Nyrissa was gone. The visions of her servants faded away like candle smoke. I instantly realized what was happening. We were being drawn into the deepest level of the dream. In places like these, secret memories and desires could be hidden, sometimes not even known to their owner. What incredible luck to have made it here, but would we be able to return? We found ourselves in a flat area among glistening pale green rocks. The areas of lush vegetation spotting the rocks were easily recognizable flowers of the first world. Beneath the cliffs, a forest of white trees with sky blue leaves could be seen. In the distance, the sharp spires of an ornate castle reached into the colorful clouds. As we watched, the castle trembled and very slowly began moving away. It was built on the back of a huge, enormously huge, three-eyed elephant with branching tusks. I turned and realized that we had also changed our shapes, obeying the laws of the dream. Our king had turned into a magnificent and powerful dragon. But what had I become? The king met my gaze and said, "Lindsay, you look exactly like an unknown but very fluffy creature." The sun blazed across the golden scales of a dragon, reflecting thousands of sunspots all around. Feeling the full power of his new guise, the king immediately tried taking off. But not every skill can be mastered on the first try. Waving his magnificent wings, the dragon flew a bit, but he quickly flapped back and made a clearing among the vines and flowers. After these adventures, the king decided trying breathing fire. The golden dragon froze for a moment before exhaling a cone of blistering flame. It blossomed along the rocks like 1,000 fire-colored flowers, and the magical crystal cliffs of the first world reflected them like a mirror. I really wanted to write a few notes about the king's incredible adventures, but in my new guise, it was pretty difficult. Besides, how does someone even take notes out of a dream? All I could really manage was hopping around happily. But during a particularly high jump, I saw something interesting, a snow-covered glade in the middle of the sun-dappled forest of summer, and a flock of fae was hiding in a luringly shiny casket. I decided to commit the place to memory in case it ever came in handy. A melodic laugh suddenly rang out of nowhere, not offensive but rather inspiring. It seemed someone was watching the king's attempts. It was none other than Nyrissa herself approaching, but something in her appearance was strikingly different from the insidious, cold-blooded villain we'd come to know. There was no shadow of arrogance or anger in her face, just cheerful sparkles in the bright blue eyes. "I'm glad to meet new guests in my domain. Greetings." She didn't seem to recognize us at all. "So is this your realm?" "Oh yes," the nymph pointed to the forest below with an elegant gesture. Obeying her will, the trees immediately changed their colors, turning from white and blue to red and gold, and then elegant green. "I'm Nerissa. This is my 1,000 breaths." She scooped up the fire still burning in places after the dragon's breath and rolled it in her hands, turning it out into a flower. A wild rose with glowing petals before our eyes. The flower took root and spread across the nearest rock. "I like you, stranger. Will you stay with me? Soon I will become something much more than I am now. Soon my domain will become larger and more beautiful, its borders open to the bravest, most wonderful creatures, all with blazing souls. Together we will create a dreamland unlike any the first world has ever known." Silence fell for a moment before the king finally replied, "It's a good idea. Too bad this is all a dream." "A dream?" The nymph showed no understanding of what we meant, but she smiled warmly, if a bit teasingly. "Let it be so then. One day this dream will become reality. We, children of the first world, are gifted with the ability to change reality, so we are free to fulfill any dream. We are often too timid to do this, expecting punishment from our self-proclaimed gods, but I, for one, am not afraid. How about you, stranger?" Her words sounded progressively quieter as the world around us was subsumed in a multicolored fog. Before the king could reply, the vision faded, then we found ourselves in a completely different place. But it seemed vaguely familiar. The stone platform with a pedestal in the middle. That was something we'd already seen in the first world back when we were looking for a way to get rid of the ever-blooming flower. As in that old vision, Nerissa sat on the pedestal, her head bowed low, just a shadow of the proud and powerful nymph we'd spoken with but recently. The place she sat literally emanated an intense pressure and feeling of stiffness. My guess it was some sort of magical prison. As we approached, Nerissa raised her head and she spoke in a muffled voice. "You, I remember you. Our meeting is the last of my bright memories. The evanescent dream. Afterwards, there was the battle. My sister slain by the monster with such ease, like wind extinguishing candles, defeat and pain. Why have you come, to relish in my despair? No, don't succumb to evil and despair. Only then will you have a chance." Something strange shone in the nymph's eyes. It was as if the words of the king had been imprinted somewhere deep in her soul. With these final words, the vision faded, taking us back to where we'd entered this crazy world of melting dreams.
My Skylark, your song is sad today. What happened? So easily trapped. Stags and wolves, skylarks and peacocks.
Armag, Tristan, the Stag Lord, Iravetti all turned against me because of you.
I was there with you from the very first steps you made into the stolen lands. I've created a nice cage of magical fog around you. Sent you my Skylark, helped you kill my stag, guided you through dreams and visions. And I pitted my wolf and my peacock against you. Does it not please you, my hound? I gave you so much prey to chase. But what I have done matters little when compared to why I have done it. I have already lost track of so much time. For so many centuries I sought out those like you. The ambitious and bold. Those who believe they can change the world, or at least rule it. I seek them, grant them power, lead them to triumph, and then push them into the abyss.
I shall end this suffering.
Tristan,
Strike as
traitor.
one. Defeat is not an option.
Who are we fighting now? The Stag Lord. Where are you? Ah. Uh-huh.
Stand with me.
Armag.
Deserved it.
Do not hold back.
You're ready.
And then our
Stand with
leader
me.
charged forward.
And ourselves, apparently. We're coming up, closer. We're approaching the real Nerissa. Alright. Oh, there she is.
One more grain. And another grain. This one took 100 years to obtain. And that one was just a week. The first bears the blood of 3 generations burned in war. The second, just 2 well-chosen words. And 1 little betrayal. This will never end! Never! Do you see this cup? It has a name, you know. The Apology. Within it is the Stag Lord and his crazy dream to become a king and take me as his queen. And Armag and his never-born barbarian empire. Who will fall in next? Pitax and its peacock king? Or you?
The Nymph's face suddenly flashes with anger as she clutches her cup. She drops her head silent for a long while before she lifts her gaze at you, or to you, with an odd, almost dreamy smile. You're insane. Stop this before it's too late.
What is this? A dream? Or is someone actually playing games with me?
Her gaze goes cold and hard.
I have had strange dreams recently. Of times before the curse. And a meeting that never occurred. So, this is a dream. But you have entered it from reality. Exquisite. Very reminiscent of the methods I typically use. For 1,000 years, none have come so close to me. And I assure you, none ever will again.
Nerissa, seemingly the real Nerissa, conscious rather than dreaming, looks at you with curiosity and approval.
But you... I like you more and more, my hound. Perhaps I have no need of that stupid peacock anymore. I could let you tear him apart if you wish. I know where a tool lies that will let you clip his wings. The evidence of his crimes. Something he's been hiding from his Pitaxian allies. But he could not hide it from me. Remember this name, White Rose Abbey. That is where Iravetti would usually meet with me in the past. And the place where you will find your tool against him.
Fine, I'll go. Let's see the worth of your words.
My brave, brave hound. We will get along nicely, I dare say.
How do we return home? Oh, there's a portal. That makes it pretty easy, actually. Alright, I think we can leave. We need to go to White Rose Abbey to help against Iravetti. We got 9,600 experience, and now we are getting back up again. Anyways, we're way over time on this video, so we're going to call it here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Take care.